One of our products has a frequently returned item banner. Oh God, I'm sorry. That sucks. Because someone purchased and returned a large quantity. Oh.
About these. About this one. This one. This one.
That's terrible. How long does it take for it to disappear? We don't know yet. What can I do? I don't know. You just got to give it time. This is still a relatively new thing, the frequently returned item banner. Noah did a video about this. I think it was Noah.
This is a setting I would look at immediately. I would check every single one of your ASINs. Check to see if every ASIN you have is profitable, how often they are being returned, and how often they are back in sellable condition once they are returned.
How long does it take for that to disappear? Yeah, it's just going to take time, and that really sucks. So I'm sorry that happened to you. I mean, I guess you could try to fight it a little bit. I would figure out, like, okay, what was the cause of the return? So sometimes you're going to like have to take a tough pill to swallow and look and see, like, based on feedback maybe from this return, like, as you can see the return reasons, and also look in voice of the customer as well as the reviews. Are there legitimate things that need to be either addressed in your listing to repel the wrong customer, or to clarify to the right customer what this is and what this isn't? You know, comparison charts, things of that nature, or compatibility charts, you know, if that's the issue, or size charts. But like, yeah, I'm sorry. I wish there was a way we could fix that, but I don't know of a way other than just take time. I've not seen any guidance where they've said, like, okay, based on a 90-day time horizon or whatever, it's just Amazon giveth, Amazon taketh away. I would see, is there anything within your control to fix to prevent this from happening in the future? And then wait it out. I'm sorry. And some customers just be like, they might get it. And others, it might probably hurt your conversion rate. My ACoS on a specific product has been around 120%, but it's been having a lot of organic sales. What do I need to change to reduce my ACoS? Well, I'd say start by lowering your bid gradually. Like if you're bidding $2, let's say, and you want to get down to 40% ACoS, I wouldn't go down to 65, 70 cents drastically right away. I would maybe go down like maybe 10%. So if you're bidding $2, let's just say, go down to $1.80. Just see. What does that do to your ranking? What does that do to your mix of organic sales? Because at a certain point, PPC is also contributing to your organic placements. And so you don't want to ruin your organic placements. What are your thoughts on automating your PPC? Like bid adjustments, negations, inching up and down. Like with software, we don't here at MAG learn bulk files if you're doing this yourself before you start going down the road of PPC software. PPC software oftentimes pegs you into like whatever the structure of the software is, and that's what's gonna do better. And a lot of times the complaint a lot of people have about, I'm not gonna say all software tools, but a lot of them, they ended up spending as much time, if not more, babysitting the tool, and then the tool ends up spending money sometimes the way the calculations go, so it ends up not being worthwhile. And some people have great experience with software tools, but I would say it's better to learn bulk files if you're not using bulk files and how you can do them better before working on ways to automate PPC like with software.